Hey y'all, I know it's been a while. I just wanted to make a quick video because something kind of clicked in my head today, like this morning, and I want to get it out there while it's still in my brain. But we were talking at staff meeting at the church about um, how we treat people and about what we display to people and about how um, we need to control our emotions and can control how we behave no matter what we're going through, because of what that projects to other people and how it affects other people. And there was just so much that we talked about. And I was thinking about it this morning as I was driving the bus. um, because, I struggle with controlling my moods. I struggle with controlling my emotions and how I let that come out. Um, I'm still trying to get my bipolar disorder like leveled out and find the magic number. Um, but I was thinking about it and I just said, like, I need to treat everyone more like I treat kids. And don't take that the wrong way. Like, don't think that I mean like you need to be condescending to people or or anything like that. Don't be a jerk. But I treat kids so differently than I treat adults. And if you know me, you know that like I don't talk down to kids. Um, I let my daughter speak. We don't do the kids are to be seen and not heard. We don't do that. I talk to my daughter much like I talk to adults because she's very intelligent and I don't want to condescend to her. Um, I know that she understands so much more, and that's what I've realized in my time developing relationships with these kids and being a children's pastor and working with them in the school district. What I've realized is kids are so much smarter than we give them credit for, and they understand so much more than we give them credit for. They are capable of understanding some really deep theological stuff, um, and we just have to bring it to them and answer their questions and let them feel safe enough to ask those questions. Kids are so smart, so I don't talk to them. I don't baby talk, and I don't talk to them um, like they're of lower intelligence than me, or baby their intelligence, I guess. I treat them like they're as intelligent as they are. Like, there are no bounds to their intelligence. As long as it's explained properly, they can understand just about everything, anything. Um, but I do treat children differently than adults in that I treat their emotions more fragile. I treat how I am around them, how I carry myself around them, as more considerate because I know that my mood affects their mood. I know that um, when I'm upset or I'm having a rough day, they don't deserve to see me grumpy because they didn't do anything to deserve that. Um, and I have to be humble enough when I'm having a bad day and like I snap at my daughter and I get short with her and I raise my voice or say something rude. Um, I have to be humble enough to stop and to say, or to even go back later and to say, I'm sorry. You didn't do anything and you didn't deserve that. I've had a lot of people tell me, like, why do you say please to your child? Well, you're telling her what to do, you're not asking her. And why do you apologize to your kid? You're the adult, you're the parent. You know what? Because I have respect for her. And I don't mean that she's in charge of me. Respect, you have to respect people even who are in a lower position or lower status, or people that you're in charge of. You need to have respect for them as human beings, and that stands for children too. So I have to be humble enough and respect her enough to say, I was wrong. I shouldn't have behaved that way. That wasn't appropriate of me, or that wasn't kind of me, or I was just flat out wrong and I'm sorry. Please forgive me. So when I say that I need to treat people more like I treat kids, I mean that I need to remind myself when I'm having a bad day that I need to put that aside and put a smile on my face and treat them how I would treat kids. If I've had a bad night and I'm tired and grumpy, I can't stomp on in to a room full of kids who are expecting me to be silly and funny and loud and expect them to understand. I mean, they will understand if I explain it to them, but it's just that they deserve the best of me. And I'm realizing that adults deserve the best of me too. And I'm sorry if you're one of the people who has not gotten the best of me. But it just kind of clicked this morning. You know, like in the Bible tells us that we are supposed to love on children and take care of them and raise them up. And so we do. We care for our children and we try not to show them the worst parts of us, and we try to teach them and help them grow, and we try to put on a smile and say, how was your day? And to legitimately care how their day was. And we need to do that with adults too, because we are all children of God. I think it's Romans 8:16 says we are all children of God. And to be honest, we're all at different stages of our growth with God. It has nothing to do with your age or how long you've been going to church. Because there are people that have been going to church 30 years who are still spiritual infants, who cannot even feed themselves. There are people who have learned how to pick up the spoon and feed themselves, but they still need their hand held because they can't walk alone yet. There are people in their spiritual journey who have learned to walk, learned to run, even learned to ride a bike. But they're still a spiritual adolescent because they think they know more than they do. And they think they're more mature than they really are spiritually. And I think that I fall in that category a lot, because there are times when I think like, yeah, I've really matured spiritually, but I get knocked back down a peg. And God does that for me because I still have so much to learn and so much farther to go. I fake it till I make it a lot because there's still so much that I don't know. And, you know, and then you've got spiritually mature people who are spiritual grown-ups and they are still growing. Everyone, never get to a place where you think that you don't have room to grow. I mean, it's cool being a big fish in a small pond. None of us want to go to being a small fish in a big pond. But we have to get uncomfortable to grow, and that takes humility to say, I don't know everything. So sometimes it takes admitting when we're wrong, like now when I'm admitting that I haven't understood fully just how deep that goes, how I need to be treating people, because I have been separating how I treat adults from how I treat children. I've been treating children more fragilely than adults, when really, why? Because I need to give that same care and that same compassion to adults that I give children. And that's in church, out of church, at work, when they're mean to me, whatever. You know, I have kids that make really, really bad choices, like over and over, like horrible choices. And I say, there are no good or bad kids. There are just kids. And I don't like labeling them as good or bad, because bad kids make good choices, good kids can make bad choices. I don't like labeling them as good or bad, because they're just kids. And there's a series of choices in life. And they choose to make good decisions one day and bad decisions another, and there's always a chance to turn it around. And I have to believe that for adults too. I have to give them the same benefit of the doubt that I give to kids. I have to have the same hope in them that I have for kids. I have to treat them with the same compassion and the same understanding that I treat kids, and present the same person to them that I present to these kids. So that's just my thoughts for today. If you guys have any questions or anything that you'd like to say, just let me know.